Napier departure 124.8.
Contact Napier departure 124.8, New Zealand for 02. Napier, New Zealand
50,
for 02, 1,500 feet.
30, 20, retard.
Auckland Tower,
New Zealand 402, Napier departure. Good morning. Identified. Climb to 2,000 feet.
Climb to 2,000 feet, New Zealand 402.
Wilco, New Zealand 080 Mike.
New Zealand 402, exit right at Alpha 8.
Exit right at Alpha 8, New Zealand for 02.
New Zealand 220 Lima, runway 23 left, line up and wait.
Runway 23 left, line up and wait. New Zealand 220 Lima.
New Zealand 220 Lima, Auckland Tower, wind 220 at 15, runway 23 left, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 23 left, cleared for takeoff. New Zealand 220 Lima.
New Zealand 402, contact ground 121.9. Have a good morning.
Ground 121.9, New Zealand for 02.
Your passenger's bus is coming. Passengers boarding starting.
NH0998. Landing and departing runway 0716. Transition level 150.
Boarding pass, please.
Numerous cranes in operation around Napier. Advise on initial contact you have information Oscar.
Hello.
Napier Airport Information Oscar. 1832 Zulu. Wind 130 at 7. Few clouds at 5,000. Ceiling 6,000 broken. 21000 overcast.
Good morning.
Temperature 09er. Dew point 06. QNH 09908. Landing and departure.
On board.
New Zealand 402, on our way to Auckland.
This way.
New Zealand 402, Napier, expect runway 16, Tuckney 1 Papa departure, BOVSA transition. Squawk 4532.
Passengers bus is coming.
Tuckney 1 Papa departure, BOVSA transition. Squawk for 532. New Zealand 402.
New Zealand 402, read back correct. Call me back when ready for pushback or engine start.
Wilco, New Zealand 402.
Boarding completed.
Hello.
Passengers boarding starting.
Ladies and gentlemen from the flight deck, on behalf of myself, your captain, the first officer, and cabin crew, I'd like to take this time to welcome you aboard our flight.
Hello.
We're just wrapping up some paperwork up front here and waiting to see final numbers from the ground crew, then we'll be on our way. Flight attendants will be coming through the cabin shortly with a very important safety briefing. We do ask that you give them your full, undivided attention as they review the safety operations of this Airbus
Hello.
aircraft. We do appreciate your business having you aboard this flight. If there's anything we do to make your flight any more enjoyable,
Napier,
don't hesitate to
New
ask.
Zealand 883 Mike. Good morning, 500 feet.
This way, please.
New Zealand 883 Mike, Napier departure, identified, climb to 10,000 feet. Climb to 10,000 feet, New Zealand 883 Mike.
May I see your boarding pass, please? This way, please. Hello.
All aircraft be advised information Papa now current, QNH 0999.
Refueling truck is on its way. Catering vehicles are on their way. Fuel truck is in position.
New Zealand 883 Mike, contact New Zealand Centre 119.2. Contact New Zealand Centre 119.2, New Zealand 883 Mike. pushback. Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted. Napier New Zealand 402, contact tower for pushback and start clearance. Locking gear. Release parking brakes, please. Napier New Zealand 402, the tower frequency is 129.9.
New Zealand 402, ramp 6, request pushback and engine start.
New Zealand 402, Napier Tower, pushback and engine start approved. Face northeast.
Pushback and engine start approved. Face northeast, New Zealand 402.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will. Please set parking brakes. Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
Flight attendants, please prepare for takeoff.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Unlocking gear.
Flight attendants, arm doors, and cross-check.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed. Left is clear, right is clear.
New Zealand 402, taxi for departure.
New Zealand 402, runway 16 taxi via Alpha. Hold short runway 07.
Runway 16 taxi via Alpha. Hold short runway 07 New Zealand for 02. New Zealand 402, holding short, runway 16.
New Zealand 402, Napier Tower, wind 140 at 5, runway 16, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 16 cleared for takeoff, New Zealand for 02.
402, contact Napier departure 124.8.
Contact Napier departure 124.8 New Zealand for 02. Napier, New Zealand for 02, 1,500 feet.
New Zealand 402, Napier departure, good morning, identified, climb to 2,000 feet.
Climb to 2,000 feet, New Zealand 402.
New Zealand 402, contact New Zealand Centre 119.2.
Contact New Zealand Centre 119.2 New Zealand for 02. New Zealand Centre, New Zealand for 02. Good morning. Crossing 9,700 feet for 2,000 feet directed nav.
New Zealand 402, New Zealand Centre, radar contact, climb to flight level 250.
Climb to flight level 250 New Zealand 402.
New Zealand 883 Mike, contact Wellington approach 122.3.
Contact Wellington approach 122.3 New Zealand 883 Mike.
Sounds Air 802, New Zealand Centre, expect radar vectors, NDB Alpha runway 00.
Expect radar vectors in DB Alpha runway 00, sounds Air 802.
Sounds Air 802. Descend to flight level 180.
Descend to flight level 180, sounds Air 802.
Sounds Air 802. Contact Christchurch Information Approach 123.6.
Contact Christchurch Information Approach 123.6, sounds Air 802.
New Zealand 265 Lima, New Zealand Centre. Expect DOGAD 5 Bravo, runway 16.
Expect DOGAD 5 Bravo, runway 16, New Zealand 265 Lima.
DODKU Echo, runway 23 left, descend to 1,000 feet, New Zealand 402.
Jetstar 250, descend to 10,000 feet, QNH 1008.
Descend to 10,000 feet, QNH 1008, Jetstar 250.
From the flight deck, ladies and gentlemen.
New Zealand 032 Lima, contact Auckland approach 124.3.
Wrap up any business you need to take care of as we prepare for our approach. If you are
Contact Auckland approach 124.3, New Zealand 032 Lima.
please bring it down full wrap.
Sounds Air 280, turn right, heading 275, climb to flight level 180.
Turn right, heading 275, climb to flight level 180, sounds Air 280.
New Zealand 080 Mike, New Zealand Centre, expect Pepe Tree Echo, runway 23 left.
Expect Pepe Tree Echo, runway 23 left, New Zealand 080 Mike.
Jetstar 250, contact Auckland approach 124.3.
Contact Auckland approach 124.3, Jetstar 250.
New Zealand 408, Davy 4 Echo, runway 23 left. Report ready for descent.
Davy 4 Echo, runway 23 left, ready for descent, New Zealand 408.
New Zealand 408, descend to 10,000 feet, QNH 1008.
Descend to 10,000 feet, New Zealand 408.
New Zealand Centre, New Zealand 004 Mike, passing 7,700 feet for 10,000 feet.
New Zealand 004 Mike, New Zealand Centre, radar contact, climb to flight level 170.
Climb to flight level 170, New Zealand 004 Mike.
New Zealand 080 Mike, Pepe Tree Echo, runway 23 left. Report ready for descent.
Pepe Tree Echo, runway 23 left, ready for descent. New Zealand 080 Mike.
New Zealand 080 Mike, descend to 14,000 feet, QNH 1008.
Descend to 14,000 feet, New Zealand 080 Mike.
New Zealand 408, contact Auckland approach 124.3. Contact Auckland approach 124.3, New Zealand 408. New Zealand 402, contact Auckland approach 124.3.
Contact Auckland approach 124.3 New Zealand for 02. Auckland approach, New Zealand for 02, 1,000 feet with the numbers.
New Zealand 402 Auckland approach, QNH 1008 expect the RNAV Victor runway 23 left with the TAVIC transition.
QNH 1008 expect the RNAV Victor runway 23 left with the TAVIC transition, New Zealand for 02.
New Zealand 402, descend to 5,000 feet, QNH 1008.
Descend to 5,000 feet, QNH 1008 New Zealand for 02.
Jetstar 250, contact Auckland Tower 118.7, have a good morning.
Over to Tower 118.7, Jetstar 250.
New Zealand 402, cleared direct TAVIC, cross TAVIC at or above 5,000 feet, cleared RNAV Victor runway 23 left.
Cleared direct TAVIC, cross TAVIC at or above 5,000 feet, cleared RNAV Victor runway 23 left New Zealand for 02.
New Zealand 032 Lima, contact Auckland Tower 118.7.
Contact Tower 118.7, New Zealand 032 Lima.
New Zealand 402, established on final approach.
New Zealand 402, affirm.
Auckland approach, New Zealand 080 Mike. Good morning, 10,200 feet with information November.
New Zealand 080 Mike, Auckland approach, QNH1008, expect the RNAV Sierra runway 23 left with the Qdog transition.
QNH1008, expect the RNAV Sierra runway 23 left with the Qdog transition, New Zealand 080 Mike.
New Zealand 408, contact Auckland Tower 118.7.
Contact Tower 118.7, New Zealand 408. Have a good morning.
New Zealand 080 Mike, descend to 5,000 feet.
Descend to 5,000 feet, New Zealand 080 Mike.
New Zealand 080 Mike, cleared direct Qdog, cross Qdog at or above 5,000 feet, cleared RNAV Sierra runway 23 left.
Cleared direct Qdog, cross Qdog at or above 5,000 feet, cleared RNAV Sierra runway 23 left, New Zealand 080 Mike.
New Zealand 402, contact Auckland Tower 118.7.
Contact Tower 118.7 New Zealand for 02. Auckland Tower, New Zealand for 02. RNAV Victor runway 23 left.
New Zealand 402, Auckland Tower, continue.
Roger, New Zealand 402.
New Zealand 032 Lima, wind 230 at 22, runway 23 left, cleared to land.
Runway 23 left, cleared to land, New Zealand 032 Lima.
2,000.
New Zealand 163 Lima, contact Auckland departure 129.6. Contact Auckland departure 129.6, New Zealand 163 Lima. All aircraft be advised information Oscar now current, QNH1008.
New Zealand 220 Lima, ready for departure, runway 23 left.
New Zealand 220 Lima, hold short of 23 left, arriving traffic.
Affirm, hold short of 23 left for traffic, New Zealand 220 Lima.
New Zealand 032 Lima, exit right at Alpha 8.
Exit right at Alpha 8, New Zealand 032 Lima.
New Zealand 408, go around. Fly runway center line, maintain 4,500 feet.
Going round. Fly runway center line, maintain 4,500 feet, New Zealand 408.
New Zealand 408, contact Auckland approach 124.3.
Contact Auckland approach 124.3, New Zealand 408, speak soon.
New Zealand 402, wind 220 at 15, runway 23 left cleared to land.
Runway 23 left cleared to land, New Zealand for 02.
$1,000. $400 above. Minimum. $50, $40, $30, $20, retard.
Auckland Tower, New Zealand 080 Mike, RNAV Sierra runway 23 left.
New Zealand 080 Mike, Auckland Tower, continue.
Wilco, New Zealand 080 Mike.
New Zealand 402, exit right at Alpha 8.
Exit right at Alpha 8, New Zealand for 02.
New Zealand 220 Lima, runway 23 left, line up and wait.
Runway 23 left, line up and wait, New Zealand 220 Lima.
New Zealand 220 Lima, Auckland Tower, wind 220 at 15, runway 23 left, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 23 left, cleared for takeoff, New Zealand 220 Lima.
New Zealand 402, contact ground 121.9. Have a good morning.
Ground 121.9, New Zealand for 02.
The doors verified.
New Zealand 402, request taxi to allocated gate.
New Zealand 402, ramp 72 taxi via Alpha 8 Alpha, Juliet, Delta.
Ramp 72 via Alpha 8 Alpha, Juliet, Delta, New Zealand for 02.
New Zealand 065 Mike, at ramp 49er, request pushback and engine start.
New Zealand 065 Mike, Auckland ground, pushback and engine start approved. Face south.
Pushback and engine start approved. Face south, New Zealand 065 Mike.
New Zealand 080 Mike, ramp 4 tree taxi via Alpha 6 Alpha, Bravo 4 Bravo.
Ramp 4 tree via Alpha 6 Alpha, Bravo 4 Bravo, New Zealand 080 Mike.
New Zealand 946, at gate 4, request pushback and engine start.
New Zealand 946, Auckland ground, hold position for traffic. I'll call you back.
Hold position, New Zealand 946. New Zealand 065 Mike, ready to taxi to the active.
New Zealand 065 Mike, runway 2 tree left taxi via Charlie 5 Bravo, Bravo 1 Alpha 1.
Runway 2 tree left taxi via Charlie 5, Bravo, Bravo 1, Alpha 1, New Zealand 065 Mike.
New Zealand 266 Lima, at ramp 50, request pushback and engine start. New Zealand 266 Lima, Auckland ground, pushback approved. Face south. Pushback and engine start approved. Face south, New Zealand 266 Lima. New Zealand 065 Mike, contact Auckland Tower 118.7.
Contact Tower 118.7, New Zealand 065 Mike. Have a good morning.
Launch Chile 801 Heavy, at Gate 9er, request pushback. Land Chile 801 Heavy, Auckland ground, pushback approved. Face southeast. Pushback approved, face southeast, Launch Chile 801 Heavy. New Zealand 266 Lima, request taxi to be active. New Zealand 266 Lima, runway 2 tree left taxi via Charlie 5 Bravo, Bravo 1 Alpha 1. Runway 2 tree left taxi via Charlie 5 Bravo, Bravo 1 Alpha 1 New Zealand 266 Lima. New Zealand 946, Auckland ground, pushback approved. Face southwest.
Pushback approved. Face southwest, New Zealand 946.
Delta 65 Heavy, Gate 5 taxi via Alpha 9er, Lima, Foxtrot, Kilo.
Gate 5 via Alpha 9er, Lima, Foxtrot, Kilo, Delta 65 Heavy.
Launch Chile 801 Heavy, request taxi to the active. Land Chile 801 Heavy, runway 2 tree left taxi via Kilo, Bravo, Bravo 1 Alpha 1.
Runway 23 left taxi via Kilo Bravo, Bravo 1, Alpha 1, Lon Chili 801 Heavy.
New Zealand 946, taxi for departure.
New Zealand 266 Lima, contact Auckland Tower 118.7. Contact Tower 118.7, New Zealand 266 Lima. New Zealand 946, runway 23 left taxi via Juliet, Bravo, Bravo 1 Alpha 1.
Alright, we'll taxi to runway 23 left via Juliet, Bravo, Bravo 1, Alpha 1, New Zealand 946.
New Zealand 408, gate 30 taxi via Alpha 8 Alpha, Bravo 5.
Gate 30 via Alpha 8, Alpha, Bravo 5, New Zealand 408.
New Zealand 121 Heavy, Gate 2, request pushback. New Zealand 121 Heavy, Auckland ground, pushback approved. Face southwest. Pushback and engine start approved, face southwest, New Zealand 121 Heavy. Land Chili 801 Heavy, contact Auckland Tower 118.7.
Over to Tower 118.7, Lon Chili 801 Heavy.
New Zealand 946, contact Auckland Tower 118.7.
Over to Tower 118.7, New Zealand 946.
New Zealand 121 Heavy, request taxi. New Zealand 121 Heavy, runway 23 left taxi via Juliet, Bravo, Bravo 1 Alpha 1. Alright, we'll taxi to runway 23 left via Juliet, Bravo, Bravo 1 Alpha 1, New Zealand 121 Heavy. Zealand 121 Heavy, hold position for traffic. I'll call you back. Hold position for traffic, New Zealand 121 Heavy.
New Zealand 527, gate 32, request pushback and engine start.
New Zealand 527, Auckland ground, pushback approved. Face east.
Pushback and engine start approved. Face east, New Zealand 527.